Hey there, welcome to Draw Too Much, another video here on my channel. I have a comment that I got in here about 3 weeks ago that I thought I would read and answer that question here. The question was, can you please do a video while you show us the settings of the brush you are using? If it's already done, please provide me with the link. Thanks. I have several different videos where I've talked about the different brushes that I use, but I jump back and forth between systems, between my iPad and my Wacom and my computer. So I think what I'm going to do here is this video that the comment came from a video where I was drawing one of my cartoons on my iPad while I was on a trip. So we're going to go into Procreate today, and I'm going to show you the brushes that I use and a few of their settings. This video may go a little beyond 5 minutes. I will do my best to keep it 5 minutes, but I make no guarantees on this one. 5 minutes is on the clock. And let's see what happens, shall we? So we're in Procreate here, and I'm just going to go ahead and hop right into this thing, because time is of the essence. We're going to go ahead and hop on in here and take a look. Fine hairbrush, it's something I use outside of stuff. Now, I stay mainly in the inking brushes, including when I'm doing my sketching, because I've created 2 custom brushes, which I really only use one. It's a really basic setting. I'm saying that I'm hoping I can share that setting with you. For those of you who are wanting to know about inking brushes that I utilize, I really only use 2 inking brushes. One of them is the technical pen, and the only thing that I've really done to the technical pen to make it any different is I bring my streamline up, and I'll usually bring it up 80-90% to max, and streamline just keeps your line work clean, and it just makes this really nice, clean, prissy line. It's a really nice quality line. It also does a very good job if you need to get to some really nice thick and thin points. It does that very, very well as well. If you work on larger canvases like I do, this is a good brush. It doesn't quite have the reach and fill that you might expect, and so what I have is I have a fill brush that I use instead, which I think is one I designed. I have it right here, or fill pen. I do keep the streamline on for this one. I'm just going to browse through these really quickly. If you are trying to figure out your settings, rewind the video and pause it where you need to be able to check on these menu items. It would be very difficult for me to go through all of these to explain each one of these settings. Size, I put it to max for this brush. With this brush and the settings that it has, hopefully I'm not going through this too quickly. Like I said, pause where you need it to be paused. I can now use this brush, and it will have a much thicker reach and fill, and it does a very good job for coloring in areas that I need colored in quickly. For my sketching brushes, which to me is super important, starting a good quality sketch helps me get a good finished product. I go into my inking pens, and I use my Tim's pencil pen, which is a brush that I've designed. Once again, I'm just going to slowly scroll through these menu settings so you can pull these for yourself and check them out and get what you need for this, and then I'll show you what this brush does. Basically, this is the same equivalent of a Photoshop brush that has transparency turned on, so the harder you push, the more the more depth of color and tone you're going to get, and if it's black, then it will become more opaque and not as transparent. So, and I've used very basic settings. I haven't changed anything in the shape sources or dynamics or anything like that. Everything that I've made adjustments to is strictly something that you would see yourself doing in Photoshop. They have pencil brushes in here, but I don't use those pencil brushes because I came from the world of Photoshop when I was drawing caricatures, and I'm not looking for something that simulates a real drawing thing. If I want that, I grab a pencil and I grab a piece of paper and I do my sketches that way. And then I take a picture of it with my phone and then I draw it in an app. With this, I draw right here, and you can see just basically the transparency is the one thing that's turned on here, with a little bit of shape dynamic and things like that. Very, very basic settings to create this brush. You could almost use it to ink, but with how I utilize it, I work very lightly in my sketches, and I work with a very thick brush in my sketches, so a lot of it is down to just really gentle refinements to create my forms and sketches. So I know most of you guys are mainly looking for the inking brushes. Most of the ones that I use are already built into Procreate, which is an excellent app. The other one I use is Clip Studio Paint Pro, but for the video that this person was asking about, that is specifically for Procreate. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below. I'm going to be reading your comments very soon. As a goal, I'm going to be reading them at the end of each video. But if you've watched these videos by now, you've seen me wear the same shirt and hat for the last 3 or 4 videos. That's because I record as many videos as I can in one day as possible, so that way I can focus on my other channel as well, Legacy Studio. So if you're not seeing me answering your comments, please wait a couple of videos, and I'll start reading those comments, because I really want to have back and forth conversation here and answer your questions. So please don't be afraid to leave comments down below. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Patreon.com would be a great place for you to go. You can see my videos early when you subscribe to me on Patreon.com. Time is now up, unfortunately. So I hope that you enjoyed this little video really quick. I promise you the settings are very, very simple. Like I said, just go through each one of those and pause it for yourself. One other quick little note, I have Tim's pencil pen number 2. And it basically does the same thing. It just has a slightly different feeling. It may actually have the what's the word I'm looking for? The streamline turned down, possibly. Now, once again, let me go ahead and pull this brush up really quick and show you too. This is Tim's pencil number 2. If you guys want to get your settings for this one. And I'm just going to scroll through them really quick as well. We've been working on a series about how to draw faces because I'm a caricature artist. I worked at Disney for 8 years as a caricature artist, and then once I got out of that, I've been doing caricatures online. So we've been going through a very long series of videos on that. If you want to send me your photo to be used in some of our tutorials, please do. And the email is drawmetim@gmail.com. And don't forget that you need to be over 18 or over to send your picture in. We do use those pictures for business purposes, like if we came up with a cool t-shirt design that we wanted to sell here on the channel, because everyone's selling merch. So if I ever get to the point in time where I want to sell some merch and we come up with a cool design using your face, we need your permission to do that, and that's you emailing that picture to me. Okay? Alright guys, well that's gonna do it. Thank you so very much for watching. Hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it's sweet, simple, to the point, but hopefully it will get you some better artwork. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.